Good morning. We have made it to the end of the week. It is finally Friday. I'm Lauren Hall, and it's time for Winging It Buffalo Style. You may notice CW star Matt Snyder's off today, but we have Sabres broadcaster Brian Duff
I
in
hope to
on
be
the
an
couch.
adequate replacement.
Oh, you're going to be more than adequate. I can already tell. Thanks for coming in. It's always fun to have you here. Glad your schedule matched up today.
Perfectly matched.
That's
yes,
right.
good time for the invite. It's been an interesting week. I look forward to getting into a little hockey talk.
Yeah, we want some Sabres secrets. You know we always want the juicy gossip.
All
So
right.
we're going to get to that in just a second. But we have so much more fun coming up today on the show as well. One of our favorite guys is over in the kitchen today. That would be Chef Marco himself, looking good and bright-faced in his red jacket today. We're going to make not your grandmother's what?
Eggs.
Not your grandmother's eggs in the kitchen today. Nice and simple. All right, then we're going to burn it all up. We're going to see how Zumba is working out more than just your figure in the new year. We're going to find out about a great Zumba-thon coming up to benefit Make-A-Wish later in today's show. And has he finally found the coolest person in Buffalo? We are dying to find out who CBS correspondent Mo Rocca plans to eat chicken wings with, all as part of a story for CBS this morning. We're going to be joined by him later coming up in the hot sauce. But Brian Duff, we're back on the couch, like we said. We're about halfway through the Sabres season right now.
Just a little past the halfway point.
What is it like? I don't know if our viewers really realize that as the broadcaster for the Buffalo Sabres, you really share a schedule with the professional athletes. What's it like to be on the road?
It's amazing, and sometimes we sit there and just shake our heads and go, this is an interesting and unique lifestyle that we lead.
For example, they played Tuesday night at home.
Tuesday night, and then immediately after, you file out into the parking lot and hop on a bus and sometimes you'd be
Now,
racing.
clear something up for me. We didn't talk about this. Did you fly to Toronto or take a bus to Toronto?
Bus.
Okay.
So sometimes you would typically race to the airport on a back-to-back situation, and you'd play at the home rink and then head to the airport, obviously, and then fly off to wherever we have to go. But with it being Toronto, it was, it's the easy bus ride, and customs was, really quick this time.
Yeah, how does that work? Do all the players have to get out their
I think the last time we did it was a
passports?
Toronto back-to-back, so there's so many Toronto fans that the border was congested because they're all heading back home. It was different this time. It was a Philadelphia game, so the border wasn't nearly as busy. But, you basically roll at the same schedule as the team, get to the hotel around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning typically. And obviously the players.
Do you guys play board games, hang out, have slumber party?
No, and not even the media. No, we all tend to go our separate ways. Just kidding. No, we hang out a lot, the media group that is, but from a player's standpoint, it's amazing. We spend so much time in the same areas, but there's a level of respect and privacy that is given between the media and the players, and usually the only time we deal with them is at the arena, typically. Casual conversation,
setting.
of course.
Yep.
I mean, you see somebody at the hotel, you're going to say hi and maybe have a little conversation if time permits. But no, it's quite a difference, as far as living different worlds yet being in the same place.
Do you have a roommate on the road? We see you right now
No
with Brad
roommates
May.
on the road. If it was that guy, I would be in a whole lot of trouble.
Is Brad May a clean guy on the road? Who's the cleanest and most neat traveler on the Buffalo Sabres broadcast team, Brian Duff?
That's a good question.
Are you
I would have qualified, but I feel like I've gone south in the last.
You're letting it slip a little bit.
Yeah, I'm letting it slip. I found that out on New Year's Day. I found out that New Year's Eve.
What happened on New Year's Day?
That's the thing. I just was. It was my room was a mess.
Yeah.
Like just clothing and stuff, and you're just like, wow, I'm really getting sloppy here. So maybe if we get to that New Year's resolution, maybe I have to pick up my game in that regard. But
and our
thankfully,
next
because we don't share, rooms with the other guys, I can't really say who's the neatest.
So you can't. So maybe it's better that you don't know. And you were also talking about some of the Sabres pets. You got to know some of the celebrity pets on the team.
Konopka obviously came with such fanfare, and this rabbit that has its own agenda, if you will, and
his
passport
own fan base
and passport.
We're talking about a newly acquired.
Zenon Konopka, of course,
player.
longtime NHLer, 7th NHL team, or 6th maybe I should say, and so he's got this pet rabbit Hoppy. And I didn't realize that Steve Ott had a rabbit, and that George Babcock, who's been
Razor.
the equipment, and exactly, and Razor has one too. So the Razor rabbit tends to pop up in conversation more because we're traveling together all the time, and I don't know. Inside, I I worry for Razor's rabbit. I just,
And this
Rob's
is
a
because
hunter. Rob's a hunter by nature. I mean, so I
Please,
just
Rob Ray, if you're watching,
exactly.
do not cause any harm to your family
I just
rabbit.
have a little bit of fear here for how it's going to end for that one.
So behind the scenes with the Buffalo Sabres, like we're saying, with Mr. Brian Duff, our next game is tomorrow night.
Columbus is in.
Now, how do you prepare for your broadcast on game day?
It's ongoing. I don't think it ever, once you get to the rink, there's a certain amount of preparation with the production staff, and you decide on which elements, which players you're going to talk about, which plays from the last game that you want to break down a little bit further. And that's especially more so after a road game. Typically, our road post-game show is a little bit shorter. So it saves you a little bit of, stuff you can talk about next time around for the home game. And so there's a fair amount that goes into it on the game day, but I think more so, especially when you're talking about it from the opponent's perspective, like Columbus or Philly or Toronto, it's ongoing. You're always aware. I'm watching games every night, so you're just accumulating information all year long, and then it's not just all year; it's your whole career, because inevitably you get in situations where something pops in your head. Oh, I remember when Buffalo and Columbus played 4 years ago, or whatever, and
And you never know when you could bring those little nuggets out in the broadcast. Your brain must be a complete.
I have a large head. So.
Tons of stats in there, and I've seen you behind the scenes, and you really don't work with a teleprompter, so all those things just come right off the top of your head. It's very impressive. So,
thank you.
Brian Duff on the couch today. So, did you know what today is? It's January 17th.
No.
It's Ditch Your Resolution Day. So if you've lasted 17 days, that's apparently enough for your resolution. This is typically the day when people, if you haven't
picked yours yet. Is this like the new deadline to get into gear?
I mean, come on. We've been encouraging people to keep their resolutions, but today is National Ditch Your Resolution Day based on studies. This is kind of the time when people say, all right, I've had enough of my resolution. So that's maybe that's you today if you want to celebrate National Ditch Your Resolution Day. But if you do not want to and your resolution was to be a little bit healthier, our Friday Find can probably help you today. Our Friday Find, Brian, is when every single week we choose to showcase a product that can make your life easier, trendier, or just a little bit more fun. And right now we're walking over to the other side of the studio because we are taking a look at a locally made product. This is called a Raw Roots Dehydrator. It's actually a kitchen appliance. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, but I find it ironic that we're talking about it because I keep getting encouraged by doctors to drink more water. And here we are talking about taking the moisture out of everything. Completely different angle, but
Hopefully your doctor is not watching today, Brian, because this dehydrator actually takes out 90% of the moisture in fruits. So if you want to make your fruit easier, trendier, more fun to eat, you just I know I feel like I'm giving out a prize on The Price is Right. I'm a little model here. But so what you do is you slice up, these were pineapples, you just slice it up into little slices, throw it in this dehydrator. Again, it's called a Raw Roots Dehydrator, and it takes out 90% of the moisture. It kind of makes it a little more crunchy, fun, more candy-like snack than just to eat a regular piece of fruit. And once again,
more
this is a
kid-friendly
locally
too,
made
is what you're thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have kids, right?
I do.
Do you think they would do they like dried fruit?
We're pretty lucky. They're easygoing with most fruits and vegetables to begin with, but when you phrase it like candy-like, how would they not enjoy it perhaps
if you
just a
say,
little
here,
bit
have
more?
this candy, they don't even realize it, right? Okay, so once again, it's called Raw Roots. You can go to rawroots.com. It's made right here in Buffalo, and I love this part. The outside is a chalkboard, so that's fun too. You can draw your own designs. I'm not sure exactly who drew our logo on there, but
was not me.
They did a very nice job. Are you sure?
I'm not artistic.
Brian, like we were saying, you really like to prepare for your broadcast. You wanted to get here early
yes, I wouldn't have time for the the aesthetics.
Little did I know that you got here to do artwork.
Exactly.
Do some crafts. All right, right now we're going to toss over to Emily Lenahan for our first .com check of the day. What's happening on the web, Emily?